overview of the ForexGPT Professional Terminal. This is in alpha, so it's not even in beta yet. This is a brand new platform user interface. And the way we log in is not with a username and password, but instead with a token. So this token that I'm pasting here is obtainable from our beta server. If you log into the link here, live4.forex-gpt.ai/login, you can scroll down to the developer section and generate a JWT token. And that's the token that I just pasted here. And once you paste your token, you'll be able to click here and log in to the platform. So we've just logged in, and I'm just going to take you through a quick navigation. You have your charts here. If you click on the chart, you can see the legend on the upper left-hand corner showing the indicator values for the SMA 7-period moving average, 14-period, 50-period, 100-period, Bollinger Bands upper and lower, Donchian channels upper and lower, as well as the historical sentiment score as you scroll over the candles. You'll also see the open, high, low, close and volume further up. The close is the price in green, and then you have the open, high, and the low, and then the V is the volume. As you scroll forward, when a new candle is generated, that will show as liquidity. The liquidity, the volume turns into liquidity on the legend, so that V will turn into an L, and the candle on the histogram is going to be blue. So that's just a quick overview of how the charts work. The markets are closed right now over the weekend, so we don't see that. You could toggle some of these indicators on and off there. And you can also switch the time frames. Right now we're on a 15-minute time frame. We see the sentiment score is -14 on the last candle, and that's why it shows up here as -14. Whereas on the legend on the left, you see the historical sentiment score. So the candle color matches the sentiment score. Right now we're on a 15-minute chart. I'm going to change to a 1-minute chart, and you can see the price just updated. Now we're looking at the Euro USD on a 1-minute chart. You could zoom in. You can also compress the y-axis there. X-axis, can be compressed as well by pinching and zooming in. So enough on charts here. We're going to now switch to, if you just scroll down while you're within this window from the edge, and there is a scroll bar here on the far right to help. You can see there's a couple of more sections. We have economic calendar, and you can click show more and see all the economic calendar events and how they might impact the market. Like non-farm payrolls here is in orange because that might have a bigger impact. So those are upcoming events. Liquidity monitor is not yet implemented as of yet, but the AI analysis tool does work. So I'll show you how that tool works. You can either click on that tool for the AI analysis to generate a prediction on the asset that we're watching, or you could click Analyze on the top right screen. First, I'm going to switch over here to the left side to the watch list, and you'll notice some of the assets I have in the watch list. There's also an asset library. From here, you could see all the Forex pairs, precious metals, bonds, commodities, indices, and cryptocurrencies. I'm going to open cryptocurrency, and I'm going to click on BTC USD. I'm also going to click on the star to add it to my favorites, so now it's actually in the watch list. So now we just clicked on BTC. Let's see, let's load it on a daily chart. And from here, I'm going to click the Analyze button. So the Analyze button will run AI analysis, and it takes usually under a minute because we have to pull data from the broker API, send it to the model, have it run the AI analysis through OpenAI using GPT-5, and then inject the response and transcribe the audio. In the meantime, we can also run, all right, here we have the analysis just came back, and we can click here to listen to it. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if you're hearing it. I'm going to pause that because the way I have the microphone plugged in, the speakers aren't working unless I unplug the microphone. So I'm going to leave that for now, but you can click there to listen to the transcription. Here, if you click Run Scan, That's going to scan the market. We're not using any AI for that because that consumes tokens. So this market scan basically is just using some default timeframes, such as daily, 8-hour, 4-hour, and finding opportunities. These results are already added to my watch list, so no action needed there. The Knowledge Hub is going to pull some recent blog posts, such as the daily market update and daily deep dive from the most recent results. The Intel tab is the same thing. Again, you have the Asset Explorer, where you can expand or you can search for assets, such as you type in EUR and it's going to show you all the related Euro assets, or CFH, you're going to see the related Swiss franc assets. And again, clicking on any of these assets is going to load up the related chart. Here we're looking at the Swiss yen. You see the server time on the top right here, UTC. Sometimes you might feel the need to click the refresh button to make sure you're up to date. You can see your user by untoggling that for your email and your premium token balance. Now the equity, this is just a demo account. Now you can place positions and they will be saved to your account when you log out and log back in. But these are demo trades, and again, right now the market's closed, but otherwise the P&L would update in real time, and if you close the trade with a profit or loss, it's going to reflect in your virtual balance here. What else? The lot size you cannot configure just yet for this, and there's no ability to add stops and limits yet for the open trades. Another cool thing that I'll show you is the chat, because with the chat you can actually, this is like an AI powered, but it's more than just a chat, because there's actually tools that the chat can execute. So it's literally it's powered by the Model Context Protocol, which is really powering this whole entire application from our server. So I'm just going to click the microphone and say, I want you to show me the list of tools that you have available here in numbered format. So it can be buggy, but I think it should work here. So let's see as far as the list. Okay, so here are the 22 tools that you can run here. The super scan takes a really long time and I wouldn't recommend it. It burns a lot of tokens and will time out. So that's not 100%, but the get token balances work, list assets work, analyze asset work, get watch list works, add to watch list works. You can modify your watch list just by telling the chat to add something or remove something, and then refresh the page. Remove from watch list, analyze watch list. That's really helpful. You wake up in the morning, you want to analyze your watch list. All you got to do is tell the AI to analyze your watch list, and we could even test that. But I just want to remove maybe some items from the watch list first in order to do that. Let me actually ask it, what's on my watch list? Because the items here on the left, even though they say watch list, are not the same as the items that I've saved to my watch list. Although in this case, I think they are looking kind of the same. So can you remove corn, euro, Turkish lira, the 5-year bond, and the Norwegian krona and the NASDAQ 100 from my list, please? Remove those. Okay, so let's see if it is able to remove everything from that watch list. The following assets have been successfully removed from watch list. What's on my watch list now? All right, so now I might have to click this refresh button. All right, so let's see. I'm refreshing and I should only have 3 assets: Euro, USD, BTC, and gold. Let's see, no, that's the connected one. Let's see if this refresh works. I think what's happening is the watch list on the left isn't refreshing, but the watch list that the AI has in memory, and let me actually just refresh this whole page. That might actually refresh the watch list. Oh yeah, so look, we logged out, logged back in, watch list is refreshed. So I'll add a feature to let you refresh that there. But going back to the AI here, I'm going to say, analyze my watch list. So now it's literally running the same analysis we ran earlier when we clicked on the analyze button or generate prediction, same thing. It's going to do the same thing across those three assets, but it's going to show us the result inside the chat. And you can even ask it for the audio link, and it will usually provide that inside the chat. So the results should take just as long as it did from clicking the analyze button here, because we're running this analysis in parallel across those three assets. And you can see here we have 2,625,000 tokens. That number is going to adjust depending on how many tokens we go through for this AI analysis. So keep your eye on that number too. Once the results come back, we should see that number change from 6 to 5 down lower by 5,000-10,000 tokens or more. It does cost you a little bit more in tokens when you're processing the analysis via the chat, because it has to go through an extra layer on the chat. So here we see we drop down to 2,562 tokens. Again, the same tokens on our legacy platform in the UI, the same analysis for three assets would have cost like not even 15,000 tokens. So doing it in the chat is more costly, but that's just because of the extra tokens that are consumed for the chat to go back and forth versus doing it in the UI. So here's the analysis. We have Bitcoin USD, medium bearish, no signal because the sentiment score is not that strong. Again, this is on actually not sure on what time frame this analysis is on. Here we have strong bullish on the Euro USD, and we have gold strong bullish as well. So two trade setups on that. We have the view chart link. So you can click on the view chart link and you can ask, on what time frames did you run that analysis? Because I'm not sure. Let's see if it remembers. And we can also, the analysis was conducted on the daily time frame using the mid price for all assets in your watch list. There's also a technical details field here that you can scroll up on. So for this analysis, we're using GPT-4 Mini, and the price type M is the midpoint, and the time frame D is daily. So yeah, we got that successfully used, and we used 62,000 tokens for that analysis. Now, there are over 20 other tools that I want you to show me. Show me the other 20 tools. So again, there's a lot of tools that can execute actions within this chat environment, which is helpful to know. For example, let's say the tutorial. If we say something like, or the economic events, it's aware of economic events, it's aware of blog posts. Tell me the most important economic events coming out next week that could affect my watch list items. And now we will wait for it to pull the economic calendar events. And I'm just going to minimize this because it's literally going through these events here. We have core inflation coming out in Canada, unemployment in Britain, CPI in Italy, Eurozone, economic sentiment in Germany, building permits in the US. So for the next 7 days, and again, just expanding this, we can see some of those numbers. CPI in Canada, how important it is, what the previous number was, what the forecast is versus the previous, building permits in the US, non-farm payrolls in the US, retail sales, CPI in the UK, Bank of England interest rate decision, jobless claims in the US. So if I say, which of these events is going to affect my watch list items the most? So here we say, it says that retail sales will directly affect the US dollar, which will influence the Euro USD. Strong retail sales can strengthen the USD, potentially leading to a bearish movement in the Euro against the USD. Non-farm payrolls likely also similarly the same, Euro USD and BTC. And then the CPI in the UK can affect the pound, but indirectly affect the US dollar and the euro, especially in terms of cross-currency dynamics. So no mention on effects in gold, interestingly, but you can ask it, won't it also affect gold? Won't it? Let's see. So there you go. It can also affect gold. That's why you got to always ask the model and question it as well sometimes. Can you show me the tutorial and give me examples with natural language on how I could use these tools here? So again, this chatbot is empowered with over 20 tools that can take action. Like some of the tools here are text only and informational, such as this tutorial here. This is a text only tutorial compared to, asking it to remove something from your watch list or get your watch list or scan the market. So you can see the supported timeframes in this tutorial. It tells you there's a list of assets, and you can ask for that list separately. That's a separate tool to get the full list of assets. Or you could just go into the asset library on the left and you can explore, there's 18 indices, 4 cryptos, 7 commodities, 6 bonds, 24 precious metals, and 68 Forex pairs. So, or you could just ask it for the whole list. Deep analysis. All right, so wait, we got the super scan here, which is still a little buggy. Scan market, that works. Run a market scan for me, please, and do it on a 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frame. So we asked for these 3 time frames. It's going to put more weight on the higher time frame, like 4 hours, less weight on the 15-minute if 2 assets have the same sentiment score, because it's using the sentiment score to find the most bullish and bearish opportunities. So we'll see those results trickle in here momentarily. And there we go. So bearish opportunities, NASDAQ 100, negative 94. Link to view the chart, corn, negative 92, soybean USD. Bullish opportunity, euro, Norwegian krone, and corn USD. That's interesting. Wait a second. Additional bearish opportunity. So it kind of has corn listed there twice. Oh, because corn came back on an H4 time frame, but also on an H1 time frame. So corn is doubly bullish, doubly bearish here on these 2 different time frames, and only 1 bullish opportunity is shown. So back to the tutorial, we can see we just ran the scan market. Earlier we ran the analyze watch list, which is the same thing as analyze asset, except analyze asset does 1 single symbol. If we want to do analyze time frames, that will let us do multiple time frames for a specific symbol. So for example, if we take corn right now, given that it popped up twice here and we want to dive deeper into corn, we might say analyze corn on multiple time frames such as daily, weekly, and hourly. Actually, we already did hourly, so I'm going to modify that, and I'm just going to say instead of hourly, let's do maybe 8 hour or 12 hour. So Now we're running the time frame analysis, which again is doing multiple time frames per asset. We already did the analyze watch list. Analyze asset is by clicking the button earlier. We did that too. And then you can do get spreads. It pulls a certain number of candles and it calculates the average spread. Get chart data, it's just going to pull the candlestick data. Get economic events, we did that already. Get watch list, we did that. Add to watch list, we didn't do that, but we did the remove from watch list. We could add to watch list too and refresh the page. Get token balances, we could see that on the left. But if you were running, let's say, this in a ChatGPT environment or Claude with a custom connector, you can get your token balances and all these other tools as well. So it's still running this time frame analysis. The results usually take less than a minute, but sometimes this can time out. So again, this platform is still in alpha, so it's processing, but I expect the results should come in momentarily because the timeout was increased a little bit to accommodate some of this longer analysis. So here we have the results. Analysis of corn across multiple time frames. So on a daily, last price was $4.27, and sentiment score was kind of neutral, so there's no signal. The weekly analysis is a little bit more on the medium bullish side, but not quite enough to generate a trade setup. So on a 12-hour, we are seeing a more bearish signal at -70. So there is an example trade setup there with a stop loss at 436 and a take profit at 415. And then you have a link to the view chart, which I just clicked on, which took us to our legacy platform, and there we could see the price of corn. These are our legacy charts where if you scroll down, well, we're not logged in actually, so that's why the chat is not enabled in the AI analysis. I would have to log out and log back in again because of the session. So let me just do that for the sake of this demo here. So this is our legacy platform. And here you also have chat enabled, but you have the tools more manually, and it's not as modern as a UI because I built it myself personally, and it's not my specialty. But this is how you generate the token that we use to paste in the platform when we log in. So, and you can see the blog posts as well. We have some metals here that have been trending in the past couple of days and indices. So, and if you add an asset to your watch list, you can then click save and it will sync with the chat as well. So back to the other platform here. What else do we have here? So that was the weekly, and then we have the 12-hour. All right, so the 12-hour is more bearish. So we can come here now, and let me just find corn. Oh, it's already on our watch list, or no? No, there you go. So back to the watch list, we're gonna click on corn. We're gonna zoom out a little bit because it's a little compressed here on the time frames. What was the time frame we were looking at? Let's try daily. Oh no, we don't have the 12-hour time frame here, but on this chart you can see that corn looks like it's been falling for the last candle, although before that it's kind of been a little sideways, but generally bullish over the past couple of months, going from $4 up to around 430-ish. So again, on the short term, like if we go down to 4-hour, it's going to look a little bit more bearish. You can see that drop in the most recent candles. So that's probably why the signal is bearish, because of the more short-term price action. Whereas on a longer term, and we can go even further down, like 30-minute, you're going to see all these recent candles. I mean, it just looks like it's falling in the last trading session. So again, back to the chat, we can see here on the 12-hour, it's more bearish at -70 as far as the sentiment score. On this smaller time frame, it's even more bearish. we can see 90, and it's been 92, 91, 92, 89, 90, 90, 88, 65. So these candles have all turned bearish as it's made its way lower. So that's pretty much it. Again, this is just a quick overview of the alpha version of the ForexGPT Professional Terminal, which is in demo here mode and in alpha. So you can log in at demo.forex-gpt.ai if you have a token that you can acquire from our beta server here. And all you got to do is log into the beta server, scroll all the way down to developer API access, click on generate a token, copy that token, come back here, and then once you're here on the login screen, you just paste that token in there, click on access demo, and boom, you're back in the platform. So there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Remember, trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for everyone. This is not investment advice. These tools are for educational and research purposes only. These views are my own and not that of my employer. While I recommend that traders and investors use trusted websites like forexbrokers.com or stockbrokers.com to only use regulated brokers, in full disclosure, I work there at forexbrokers.com and stockbrokers.com as part of my employer, Rank Media Group, but that does not imply any endorsement of ForexGPT. Again, these views are my own. For more information, visit forex-gpt.ai. I hope you found this tutorial useful, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.